Next, we will take up CS for House Bill 1317 by Representative Roach relating to local regulation of non-conforming or unsafe structures. Representative, you are recognized to explain the bill.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Persons Mullica, Ranking Member Daley, and Vice Chair Tuck. House Bill 1317, the Resiliency and Safe Structures Act. This creates a new section of the building code found in Section 553 of the Florida statutes that seeks to ensure that unsafe structures can be replaced with new resilient structures. That is the bill, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Members, are there questions on the bill? Representative Bartleman, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Chair. Would your bill prohibit a city that has a 3-story height restriction in place from enforcing that restriction on a replacement structure? For example, must the city allow a 20-story replacement structure to be built if they have a 3-story height restriction for all buildings in that area?
You're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The short answer is no. By a longer explanation, I've gotten a lot of questions about that section of the bill and the wording in that section of the bill, and I've committed to stakeholders and other partners to do a comprehensive amendment, perhaps a strike-all at the next committee, to try to make crystal clear that the preemption portion of this bill applies to the demolition phase and not to the rebuilding or reconstruction phase, and that any local zoning provisions that would be in place would still be in place, would still be enforceable by that local municipality. So I've gotten a tremendous amount of feedback on that section of the bill, and I will work on clarifying that language for the next stop.
Thank you.
Representative Woodson, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Approach. I have one question for you. Are you open to any amendments to make the bill better, to continue working with the historic district or any other groups? Because I did receive a lot of emails on the bill as well.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I've had 4 meetings just today on this bill, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to be withdrawing the proposed amendment that you have seen here in just a second.
Thank you.
Members, any additional questions on the bill? Any additional questions on the bill? Yes, I believe we have an amendment on the bill. Chair Roach, you are recognized to explain Amendment Barcode 050961.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With your permission, I would like to withdraw that amendment based on the feedback that we've gotten from stakeholders around the state, including a visit just this morning with Secretary of State Byrd, who has in his mission portfolio historic preservation. The wording is not as clear as I would have liked it to be and does not solve the problems that I thought it was solving, so we're going to go back to the drawing board on that. Request to withdraw the amendment.
Thank you, Chair Roach. Without objection, show the amendment withdrawn. That brings us back to the bill. Is there public comment on the bill? We have 3 appearance records on the bill. First up, Daniel Ciraldo, representing Miami Design Preservation League. You're recognized.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Daniel Ciraldo, here from Miami Beach, Florida, on behalf of the Miami Design Preservation League. In 1979, our members, together with local governments, state and national, put Miami Beach's Art Deco district on the National Register of Historic Places. It's the first 20th century district in the country that is protected under the National Register. And we're very proud of that, and we know that you all are too. We have concerns with the bill as currently drafted because of some of the language that is not as clear as we would like. For example, it exempts properties that are individually listed on the National Register, but in the case of the Art Deco district, it was many properties in one report. So we just want to make sure both our National Register districts as well as locally protected districts, which I know many of you have in your individual municipalities, can maintain that historic preservation that we all care so much about. So we look forward to continuing working with Representative Roach and all of you to keep Florida's economy strong and honor preservation. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next, we have Alex Fernandez, representing City of Miami Beach. Commissioner, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, Ranking Minority Member. My name is Alex Fernandez. I serve as a commissioner in the City of Miami Beach. where over 2,600 buildings are currently protected by the city's historic preservation regulations. And I want to thank, first and foremost, Representative Roach for working with us and listening to our concerns about our historic districts and the importance of our Historic Preservation Board. And we are happy to be a resource to you, Mr. Representative. While we are a small barrier island, Miami Beach has 4 nationally historic districts in our city, in addition to 14 locally designated historic districts. Our districts are internationally recognized and celebrated, in part because they house the largest collection of Art Deco architecture in the United States. And that is key to our economy. It represents approximately 2.4 million tourists who spend upwards of $2 billion, with approximately 119 million flowing back right here to Tallahassee in sales taxes. And undoubtedly, the architectural significance of our historic districts is of significant economic impact, not just locally and regionally, but to this beautiful state of Florida. So I ask you today to please consider the impacts of this bill. Eliminating the city's ability to place conditions as to design or massing on replacement construction will likely result in incompatible new buildings out of scale and out of character with the surrounding properties. Incompatible new construction will negatively impact the value of an abutting historic property. So whether it be Art Deco or Miami Modern or post-war modern, the preservation of our architectural economy is at the core of our culture in Miami Beach. Speculative demolition must be prohibited by regulations and local oversight on replacement construction in historic districts. And we are happy to work again with Representative Roach. He's been very generous with his time, and we look forward to being a resource to him. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for being here. That concludes the appearance cards that we received. Is there additional public comment? If you would like to speak, we have one. Please come up to the podium and state your name for the record. And I apologize. Please state your name for the record. I did just receive 2 additional appearance cards, so I might have one for you.
Madam Chair, thank you for the opportunity to speak before the entire panel. Vince Lago, the mayor of the city of Coral Gables, along with my colleague on the commission, Rhonda Anderson, our commissioner, who was recently elected 2 years ago.
Thank you for
I'll
being
be very
here.
brief. I know you have a lot of work at hand to take care of today. I just want to say thank you to the chair, the vice chair, and thank you to everyone who sits here before us. It's truly a pleasure to be here representing the City Beautiful with my colleague. And what we're doing here, if you're familiar with the City Beautiful was founded in 1925 by George Merrick. He was a visionary. We are the first planned city in the state of Florida. And we have reaped the benefits of historic preservation, along with my colleague, Alex Fernandez, doing a wonderful job in Miami Beach. And he so eloquently stated what you will see if this bill passes. And we're so grateful for the sponsor who is really going to be working hand in hand to really modify this bill to benefit all communities, because we do understand that there are certain issues affecting this community in regards to demolition, in regards to historic preservation, along with, especially in flood areas. But if it is passed the way it is, what we fear is that we're going to see incredible amounts of speculative buying with the intent to demolish these historic gems. So I ask you again, just to be careful as we curate this type of legislation that's before us. And we also are happy to use anyone in our Board of Architecture and our Historic Preservation Board, any of our 31 boards throughout the city, so that we can be a resource to the sponsor who has just stated before that he plans on amending this legislation. So thank you again for allowing me the privilege to be here. We wish you the best, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being here. We also have an appearance card from Jess McCarty, representing Miami-Dade County, the Executive Assistant County Attorney, waives in opposition. Thank you for being here. Is there any additional public comment? Any additional public comment? Seeing none, members, we are now in debate. Is there debate on the bill? Members, any debate on the bill? Seeing no debate, Representative Chair Roach, you are recognized to close.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll just close and say that, this bill is very narrow in scope. It applies to non-conforming buildings, buildings that are deemed unsafe by a local government, and buildings that are ordered to be demolished by a local government. Those 3 categories only, giving the locals as much control as possible. The intent of the bill, and I think the legal language of the bill is clear, that replacement buildings would still have to follow local requirements for building new structures. that's not as clear to other stakeholders. We're going to work to improve that at the next iteration. And Lord knows I do not want to go down as the guy in history who allowed a skyscraper to be built in St. Augustine or Miami's Art Deco district. I'm already banned from Key West. I need to still visit the Miami Art Deco district. So thank you, Madam Chair. With that, I close.
Chair Roach having closed, Tamara, please call the roll on the bill.
Representatives Amnesty,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Bartleman.
Yes.
Ferrero,
Yes.
Daly, Dunkley,
Yes.
Gottlieb,
Yes.
Griffith,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
Holcomb,
Yes.
Schott,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
Plakin,
Yes.
Temple,
Yes.
Tuck,
Yes.
Woodson,
Yes.
Yurkowski, Chairperson Smolika.
Yes.
16 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. By your vote, please show CS for House Bill 1317 reported favorably. Representative Roach, don't go anywhere.